When last we left our intrepid adventurers, Ulysses gave his life for Seraph. The party gathers around the corpse. Finn has come over, and he sees his friend on the ground, and then quietly says, "No." He places his hand on the wanderer's chest. The frost-like color begins to fade. Finn growls and pushes harder, and in a moment, Ulysses is breathing. His eyes flutter open. Finn sits back and rests. Seraph thanks Finn for bringing his friend back from the dead. Finn shakes his head, telling him that he didn't bring him back from death. Rather, he fanned the remaining flames in Ulysses' body. Had those flames been lower, he could not have retrieved them. He suggests they move from this place. It has a smell of death attached to it now. They break camp and mount up as the new day is dawning. They eat trek sausage as they ride. Australia asks Scala if one of those things called her sister. Scala admits it did. She explains that when her and Sarah first arrived on the world, they were touched by the curse of the dragon rings. They were forced to wear cursed metal until it was removed by the party of adventurers they met. She says that it has affected them both, but differently. In Sarah's case, afflicting him with a doppelganger, an evil twin that seems to precede him, causing mayhem. She says that whatever curse she carries, it has not manifested itself yet. They ride along, and Australia mentions what she saw Seraph doing, and she admits that it was wrong. However, she says it was strange that Seraph seems to have no account of what happened. Scala is quiet and says nothing, and the day drags on. The party arrives near Lament and goes forward to survey the scene from a distance. They see that Fortress Lament is truly besieged by a Sheesh army under the Deseradan banner. Scala mentions that it seems that the Deseradan standards for hiring have slipped quite a bit. There is a crowd of siege engines around the fortress now. Even Dragon Turtle Bay, the back part of the fortress, has come under fire. Seraph and Ulysses agree that no 500 men are going to be able to break the siege. Akai says that she can probably get into the fortress if there's a message that needs to be taken in. They agree that that's a good idea, and they'll mention it to Alcine when the cavalry shows up. The group has a debate on what part they can and have to play in the coming attack. Some feel that they have no impact on the battle, while Scala believes that the goddess herself brought them to the battle to help lift the siege. The next day, a cavalry scouting party with Alcine and a few others arrives. They survey the battlefield. Alcine confirms that the party has done its part, getting Deborah's horse to the battle and screening them so well. He says they will be rewarded. Alcine explains that although they are hugely outnumbered, 5,000 to 500, they possess surprise, training, weapons, and Sheesh's innate fear of horses. He says that the troops down there are not ready for an opponent coming from the west. The plan is for the cavalry to ride down the cliffs, splitting the besiegers into several smaller groups and forcing the northern Deseradan Sheesh army into the canal. The party looks skeptical. Then Alcine adds that he's not expecting them to ride with him. Since none of the party can ride really well, they'd be a hindrance. The party digests the news, not sure if they should be relieved or upset having not been included. They continue to formulate plans how they can possibly help when a ragged man comes out of the woods. He walks over and points at Seraph and smiles and says, "I know you."